Ever felt like your dog actually understands you? Like when you're sad, and it quietly curls up beside you? When you're happy, it bounces around, tail wagging like it's celebrating with you? It doesn't need words, it just knows. But here's the weird part. Dogs don't just sense our emotions. They're the only animals that actually evolved to bond with them. So how did this even happen? Why out of millions of species, is it dogs that connect with us on such a deep emotional level? You might think you're just raising a pet, but really, you're living with a creature that's co-evolved with humans for over 30,000 years. And the story behind that connection starts way before farming, before civilization, back when survival meant everything. Over 30,000 years ago, when humans still lived in caves and survived by hunting and gathering, the world was wild, freezing, and full of danger. Every step outside could mean facing nature's sharp teeth and claws. Hunting was hard, but protecting what you caught, even harder. And in that harsh, unforgiving world, something strange happened. Humans didn't tame dogs. It was wolves, the wild, fearsome ancestors of modern dogs, who made the first move. At first, it wasn't the biggest or strongest wolves. It was the weaker ones, pushed out of the pack, too small to fight for food. But instead of starving, they made a different choice. They hung back, followed from a distance, and sniffed the scent of roasted meat rising from human fires. Then they got closer. No growling, no snarling, just lying quietly at the edge of the firelight, hoping for a leftover bone. And surprisingly, humans didn't chase them away. Maybe because they too were looking for allies in the dark. A sharp nose, alert ears, a pair of eyes to watch while they slept. And so, an unspoken exchange began. The wolves got food, the humans got protection, and from that simple trade, a silent partnership was born. Over generations, those gentler wolves started to change. They became less aggressive. Their eyes got wider. Their faces became more expressive. They began to understand gestures, human glances, body language, tone of voice. And humans started giving them names. They weren't wolves anymore. They became the first companions in human history, not by force, not with leashes, but through evolution, in the truest sense of the word. Dogs are the only animals known to genetically evolve in response to living with humans. They learned to read our tone, mirror our emotions, and stay loyal. The amazing part? As humans evolved, so did dogs. Not to survive in the wild, but to survive with us. They became our guards, our playmates, our heaters on cold nights, our quiet companions when words weren't enough. And throughout the rise and fall of civilizations, from ancient tribes to grand empires, from war to peace, dogs were always there, a constant, loyal thread in the story of human evolution. How is it possible that a creature from a completely different species who doesn't speak our language can still understand exactly how we feel? The answer? It lies deep within their brain. Science has revealed something astonishing. Dogs have brain structures that are remarkably similar to humans, especially in areas responsible for processing tone and emotion. When you yell in frustration or cry silently into your hands, parts of your dog's brain light up, mirroring the same emotional zones in our own minds. But it gets more incredible. Dogs can differentiate emotional tones. They know when you're genuinely happy and when you're just faking a smile. They sense when your laugh is real and when it's covering up pain. In one study, dogs were shown pictures of human faces with different emotions: anger, sadness, joy. They reacted differently to each one. Their hearts raced when shown an angry face. They leaned in closer to happy ones. This isn't instinct. This is the result of thousands of years of emotional coevolution. It's also why dogs look us in the eyes, something most animals avoid. Even primates rarely maintain eye contact. But dogs, they seek it. And when you return the gaze, something magical happens. Oxytocin, the bonding hormone, increases in both you and the dog, just like between a baby and a mother. Dogs can't speak, but they know. They read micro-expressions on your face. They hear changes in your breathing. They sense that one heavy sigh you tried to hide. And maybe that's why people dealing with grief, trauma, or depression often find their deepest peace in the presence of a dog. No judgment, no pressure to explain, just quiet understanding. Because emotion doesn't always need words. With dogs, a heartbeat is enough. After thousands of years by our side, dogs have become more than pets. They're family. But to truly appreciate what makes them special, we need to look at other animals too. Take cats, for example. They're elegant, intelligent, and can be affectionate. But cats love on their own terms. If you're sad, they might come closer, or they might not. They choose when and how to connect. To a cat, you're a companion, but affection is earned, not given freely. Primates, like chimpanzees, are genetically closer to humans than dogs. Smarter in some ways, but chimps don't truly read human emotions. They learn by reward, repetition, or mimicry. They can copy a smile, but they don't feel it with you. Dolphins, incredibly smart, capable of complex communication. But their world is underwater, distant. Their contact with humans is limited, never sustained. Then there are horses, loyal, powerful, deeply tied to human history. They sense human emotion, yes. But the bond with horses is mostly about cooperation. You train a horse, you guide it. But a dog? A dog just waits for you to come home. Dogs don't just live alongside humans. They live for humans. They don't need clear commands. They don't expect rewards. They simply want to be near you, rich or poor, happy or broken. And that unconditional presence, that's what sets dogs apart. With most animals, humans are companions at best. But to a dog, you are their entire world. That's why when you laugh, they light up. When you're hurting, they curl up beside you. They don't need the full story. They just need your heartbeat. In a vast world where every species fights to survive on its own terms, only one chose to understand emotion, simply to be loved. Some stories about dogs don't need exaggeration. They just need to be told exactly as they happened, and they touch millions. Like the story of Hachiko, the loyal dog of Japan. Every day, Hachiko walked his owner, a university professor, to the train station. Every evening, he came back right on time to wait for him. Rain or shine, snow or summer, same place, same time. Then one day, the professor died unexpectedly at work. He never came home, but Hachiko kept waiting every single day for 9 years straight. No one told him to. He just believed if he waited long enough, his best friend would return. The story moved a nation. A statue now stands at Shibuya Station, honoring a dog whose loyalty became legend. Or take Capitan, a dog in Argentina. After his owner passed, Capitan left home alone. He somehow made his way to the cemetery, found the grave without help, and stayed. He lived there, slept beside the tombstone, for over 10 years. Then there are service dogs in the US trained to help PTSD veterans. Men and women haunted by war, unable to sleep, trust, or breathe without fear. find comfort in a paw on their chest, a soft stare in the dark, and a heartbeat that never leaves them alone. No therapy works like a dog that truly cares. Not for your title, not your past, just for your presence. Some people who face depression, even suicidal thoughts, have said they stayed alive because they looked at their dog and thought, if I go, who will take care of them? Dogs don't need you to be perfect. They just need you to be there. They don't ask for much. They just love you, all the way to the end. Dogs don't need to understand our language. They just feel what even we sometimes can't put into words. A glance, a sigh, a slow, tired walk. They notice it all and answer it with something simple yet powerful: presence. They don't try to fix us. They don't judge or explain. They just stay when we need someone most. And sometimes that's all it takes to help a broken heart begin to heal. For thousands of years, we've evolved with technology, weapons, machines. But dogs? They evolved with the human heart. No one told them to. They chose to stay, to love, to listen without condition. And maybe the real miracle isn't that dogs understand our emotions. It's that we get to share our lives with a species that chooses to love for no reason at all. If you have a dog, hug them tonight. They might be the reason you made it through 1,000 quiet battles without even realizing it. And if a dog has ever warmed your heart or saved your soul, tell us your story in the comments. You never know who might need that reminder today. Don't forget to subscribe to Happy Fur and You, where we share real, emotional, and inspiring stories about animals, especially the most loyal friends humans have ever known.